Are we live? Okay, hello and welcome to the Dugout on 13th of October. Just about a week to go.
10 days for the first game?
Yeah, 10 days. So I was saying the frenzy to build up. A week to go for us to be in Australia. A week from now, the Dugout would be coming live from Melbourne. Exactly 1 week from now. On the 20th evening.
And what do you think would be the first location for us to go live? You've been to Melbourne so many times.
MCG. No better place than the MCG. So if we're MCG right behind us, promise on
Maybe
the 20th.
from inside the MCG.
Could be inside.
That also is a possibility.
Yes. 20th of October, exactly a week from now.
Very good.
Dugout will be live from the MCG. But at the moment, we're discussing the warm-up match, which India, it's not a warm-up match actually, practice match. Warm-up matches actually start from in Brisbane, where India would be playing Australia and England. Are they playing Australia? And
New Zealand and Australia.
Australia, okay. So that's what the Indian team would be playing. But today they lost an encounter to Western Australia. But remember, they won their first practice game against Western Australia, but did not win the game. Shivam, the best way is to go to a cricket website, not on Google. Go to one of the cricket website.
Go to SportsTak app, no? The sportstuck.com.
Whatever. Go to a
They'll
cricket
give you
website,
all the live scores.
and then you will get the scorecard. So good outing for KL Rahul, got 70 odd, but the Indian team, as I said, could not win. And you had a few bowlers as well. The one bright spot was Harshal Patel, who had a decent economy of 6 something. But apart from that, Ravichandran Ashwin also picked up 3 wickets today. So few bowlers that stood out. But the batting is the one that disappointed. None of the batsmen, whether it was, by the time we finish the show, I think Shivam will open the scorecard. Rishabh Pant, again disappointed, and then Deepak Hooda also, not too many runs for him, and then you had Akshar Patel batting at 5, Harshal Patel batting at number 7, so clearly India did not play their best batting unit and lost the match. Vikrant is with me and we'll be taking a lot of your questions, but my first question to him is, should we take results of these practice match very seriously?
No. The result isn't so important, but what surprises me, baffles me, is the fact that in today's game, Rohit Sharma didn't come out to bat, Surya Kumar Yadav didn't come out to bat, Virat Kohli also did not come out to bat. In the last game, Rohit batted, he got out cheaply, Surya got a 50, Virat did not play that game as well. So it is surprising that the team decided to go to Australia at least about 18 days in advance, which allowed them time to get used to the conditions, to the weather, to the pitches, to this and that. But why is it that they decided not to bat in the games? Why is it that Virat hasn't played either of the games? Normally, any batsman would want to go to Australia, play a couple of practice games, then get used to the conditions, get some runs under your belt. See, Surya must be feeling happy because the first time that he batted in Australia, he got a fabulous 50. By that logic, should Rishabh Pant not be disappointed? If the results don't matter, the performance doesn't matter, should he not be disappointed that he's missed out on both the innings? He was given an opportunity to open the innings and both the innings he's failed. So I think I don't know what is the strategy. If Rahul Dravid had wanted the team to go early, which I think was a very good call, and the BCCI responded as well. They sent out the team much earlier than the other teams. And then you've got 2 games on a good wicket, on a typical Australian wicket against good bowling attack. Why is it that you've decided not to bat altogether? I'm talking about Virat and Rohit, and in today's case, even Surya Kumar Yadav.
So I think you make a valid point about getting some game time. I'm trying to think of, I'll present 3 or 4 reasons why I think maybe the full strength team is not playing. Maybe one of those reasons will hit home.
Which team? The Western Australia?
No. Why the full strength Indian team is not playing?
Okay, so reason number 1?
So
Possible reason number
reason number one is that maybe they thought that okay, guys like Virat have come in great nick, and so he doesn't really need to get acclimatized. The problem could be with guys who have not got any game time, like a Deepak Hooda or like a Rishabh Pant also doesn't
But
get.
are they in your 11 for the first game?
But I'm saying with the amount of injuries India is having, who knows who gets a chance to be fit?
I think it is
and play the
logical
next
for
game.
them to play their first 11 first and then look at the reserves rather than it being the other way around.
Yeah, possible. So that could be one reason. Okay. Reason
Because
number two.
Why I'm saying this is, Nikhil, because I hope this works for India. They start the tournament with the victory against Pakistan, and then they make it to the semis and win the finals as well. But we've seen in the past, you've seen in the past, I've seen in the past, maybe the Sports Today families also seen in the past, that by tinkering so much with your 11 or with your first choice 11, by tinkering so much, by making so many changes, you end up getting more confused.
But these are not actually tinkering. These are just like some game time. Had it been a proper match and you're tinkered with batting order, this I think is just giving them some
the practice
game.
matches are held after all then?
Yeah,
Why
to experiment, to try a few other guys.
Experiment now.
As in the guys who haven't got game time. You never know, they might need a Deepak Hooda, or you never know, someone else like a Rishabh Pant has to come out.
I think more than that, they would need Rohit to fire at the top along with KL Rahul, and then Virat to just come and be Virat with the bat. Yeah. This is what they would want. And then Surya Kumar to play the way he did in the first game, and then Hardik Pandya and Dinesh Karthik and all those. I don't think Deepak Hooda is going to be in your first 11. Even Rishabh Pant. Even Rishabh Pant.
Okay, reason number two.
Okay. So I have discounted reason number one. You can let us know through Instagram and Twitter. Since this is a question answer session.
No, we'll take the question.
You can say, do you agree with the possible scenario? I'm saying this is not Nikhil's reasoning. He's just
trying to get into their mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one was that. Okay. Reason number two I'm saying is, could it be that because they are playing at the Waka and not at Optus Stadium, because this is a real fast pitch, and we know that every other stadium that they'll be playing in, they'll get drop-in pitches, so you won't have these kind of bouncy tracks. So maybe they don't want their regular batsmen. Sometimes what happens, as you say, when you are in flow, you want to continue that. Sometime if you play in such conditions and you get out, maybe that dents your confidence. So this is because you're not going to be encountering these conditions. So they said maybe one or two batsmen, why get them used to this condition? Keep them for when you get the batting friendly. Remember before we had that T20 World Cup in last year, we said the confidence may have been dented because of IPL.
It implies that your batsmen are actually low on confidence already. It implies that
unless they are not, but you're being careful.
This reason, if at all, this possible scenario.
No, they're saying they shouldn't be low on confidence.
If I'm confident. If I'm coming into this tour with runs and then the kind of pedigree that I have, I would play anywhere against any opposition.
Yeah.
Against any opposition. By that logic, then they should not play at the Gabba the next week, the two practice games that you have versus New Zealand and Australia, because again, Brisbane is the quickest and the fastest pitch in Australia right now, and you would not want your confidence to be dented. Why should they play those two games also?
We don't know who plays. By the way, that brings me to the third reason. Is it the fact that India is not doing well in these warm-up or practice games? Because usually we've seen, you try and follow world champions. What happened to, who are the current world champions? Australia in T20 World Cup. So they've seen like Australia had a very poor outing last time around. I think they lost both their warm-up matches. At least they lost one, I remember. Maybe they lost two. So like maybe that's a good omen. What happens with India? They go and win all these warm-up matches. You remember 2007 World Cup, we were there. They're winning all warm-up matches. Last time for the T20 World Cup, they won all warm-up matches. When the tournament started, you lost your game. Maybe they're, trying to try a different
points. I agree with Nikhil on this point. I agree with Nikhil on this point. And if this actually is the reason, well done. Well done.
Okay, one more reason.
Okay.
But you said, why is Virat not playing? Maybe you think that those, when he took that longish rest, all of us were saying, why? You should keep playing. That's the best way of getting runs. Why take a rest? He figured out that taking a rest, being rejuvenated, refreshed, really works for you. Maybe he's going to follow this mantra now. He's in form. Maybe take an extended rest.
Point taken.
Right?
Point taken.
Coming up with very good reasons.
Again, Virat, Rohit, they would know the game the best. Yes. I agree with the fact that, it's not as if they're schoolboys on tour who would want to skip cricket and go and watch a movie. They are, this is business for them. Their lives depend on this World Cup. And I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing. But again, I would say that Virat last played a game on the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken.
The 2nd
October.
T20. Yeah.
And today is 13th.
Not much. He took a 1.5 month gap. This is 1.5 week or so. He fielded.
Yeah.
But that's
so he was involved in the game.
Yeah.
And he batted in the nets, and Nikhil saw visuals of him and Rohit training once the game got over, batting there in the middle with the throwdown expert and with the field set like in a real match.
Yeah.
But then again, my point is when you bat in the nets, or even if there are no nets and you've got fielders in the outfield with the throwing arm, there is no fear of failure. You know what is coming in a match. Even if you're playing against a school side, there is this fear of failure, and you would be nervous. You would have some insecurities while facing a ball, and that is when you are tested. You are tested in a match situation where you have to defend a few balls, then you look for singles or you play your shots. Against the throwdown expert, even with the field spread, you're just playing your shots.
Yeah.
And my point, Nikhil, is have the best of both the worlds. Play in the match and play with the throwdown expert as well.
Yeah. No, you could, and which they are doing anyway, I guess, on non-match day. Just to let you know that, a lot of people might say that, listen, they lost to a state side, but this is a strong side, this is a full strength side. One of the reasons why India wanted to play against them. So you got experienced bowlers in Andrew Tye, there's Berendorf. Andrew Tye, as you know, even in the IPL, outstanding in this format. Plus, you've got someone like Lance Morris who picked up 2 wickets. You guys may not have seen, but what we hear about Lance Morris, he's a 150 click sort of bowler. Really fast. Imagine bowling on Waka. So they want easy conditions for India to bat on, but that's what you want. You want to be tested against the best, almost like an international side, which I think India got. One question I had for you before we go and take some questions. What did you make of KL Rahul's inning? Because the opinion is divided. Some feel that no, great outing, got good practice, 74 odd. You need these kind of, spending time on the crease. The others who thought that maybe, he was there till the 19th over. Instead of getting 74, he should have tried to have gone for a win, which he did not.
See, again, here your first question becomes valid. Is the result important? In KL Rahul's case, it is not the most important thing. He batted. He batted 55 balls, scored a 70 odd. May have been on the slower side because I think he got his 43 balls, and chasing 168, 169, that was slow. That was slow, and you knew that the others around you were not scoring runs. So I would still discount that because at least he had a longish innings. If this were a game, a proper game, a World Cup game or any international game, in the end, in the score sheet, his strike rate would be 134. But again, I think the last 20 odd runs, he got them in about 10-12 balls when the game was over. So while the game was alive, I don't think he was batting at a pace that could have helped the team win.
But how could he have done that? So India were 33 for 2, 58 for 3, 79 for 4, 107 for 5, 128 for 6. Where was that phase in the game?
See, again, two things. This is a practice game, and in Rahul's case, again, I would say that the result doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he got a 74. But now let us assume that this would have been a World Cup game, and India were 21 for 1, they were 33 for 2, and they were 58 for 3, 79 for 4. Would you have then decided let's lose this game, because it's a
No.
T20 game, you would have still wanted to win the game. I think England were in a similar situation yesterday against Australia when Moeen and Malan got together.
Yeah.
They took the team to a score where eventually they won the game as well. So, I mean, again, forget that this is a practice game. If it were a real cricket game, I would have wanted any batsman who was set, who was the only batsman set, who was probably playing well, to have gone for the runs. 2 overs and the game changes.
Yeah.
So 2 overs, the game change. I think that is KL Rahul. Unfortunately, will be scrutinized. Whenever he bats in a T20 game, be it the IPL or for India, unfortunately he will be scrutinized. He's too good a batsman, and I think Nikhil, and you would also agree, he holds himself back.
Yeah, because he can bat at that 150-60 strike rate. He's done it.
Yeah.
So it's not that he doesn't have the capability. He has the shots. He can be an aggressive batsman. Let's take up lots of super chats that came, Shivam. Let's do that before we wind up. Shivam? Okay. Binaya Karakheti says, today I saw both of you and Rahul sir, so 3 people in this dream. Respect to your hard work as well. I always listen to your analysis even though I'm still in work. Binaya is from the UK, as you can make out. Thank you so much.
Binaya ne.
Thank you so much for...
This is the best compliment.
I don't know whether it was a good dream or a nightmare, but did see 3 people.
It's the best compliment that I've
it is
ever
very
got.
nice. Thank you so much. I hope you continue to watch us, shower us with your love. We even like criticism. We never, shy away from that. If you get the bouquets, you also get the big bags.
For every Binaya, there is a Rajiv Jha as well.
Yes, who will abuse us. Yes, Harshit Padalia is another regular watcher. He says, I've been following SportsTak since 2020 IPL and love all your analysis. You both are really fab and speak from your heart. Thanks for all of you. Thanks for all you do for us. Acha, okay. Big fan. Thank you so much, Harshit. Today, what is it, man? It's like good. It seems to be a good day. I'm feeling very nice. Usually you don't get so much love. It's the Karwa Chauth love. There's festivities in the air. Everyone. Next one.
It's a family that you've created. And
yeah.
there would be differences within the family.
Absolutely.
There would be.
Mr. Shekhar from the US of A says, morning fellas, at least today you have to question KL's approach. Unacceptable regardless of the game's significance. Unnecessary break hampers his rhythm.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
Exactly what we discussed a while back.
Yeah. Sorry, you may have sent the question before, but we just seen it. Next one, please, Shivam. Utkarsh Jha is saying, so what is this obsession with DK? India has given him so many chances in the last 15 years and he's hardly won us 2 or 3 matches. Instead on bouncy pitches, why didn't we try Pant? He is your X factor.
Pant has played and failed in both the games, Utkarsh, unfortunately.
And
if it scored 80 plus runs in the 2 innings, maybe they might have discussed him. But he's not scored runs. And I think the team has decided that Dinesh Karthik is the man to win them the World Cup this year.
No, and to be fair to Dinesh Karthik, he hardly gets any balls to face. And the ones that he got in the bilateral series or whatever, he did get you those
40 odd,
Yeah, so, it's not an easy job what he does. I think it's probably the toughest job. You're judged very fast. Any more? Roy SP, again a question on DK says, he'll have to be better as a finisher in these conditions. He ain't in as a keeper, but as a finisher. 2 bad outings, plus he had his time on the crease. Maybe he's not used to too much time on the crease. Maybe you made him like that. Maybe he feels uncomfortable in these situations where he's come in pretty early on with 6-7 overs to go. He doesn't know what to do. No, but you're right. We'll see what he does in these conditions. He's always going to be judged, and this, as we know, probably is his last big tournament that he's playing for India. But now I think decision, and now the tournament is such that there wouldn't be any chance to tinker with what you've decided. There wouldn't be too many changes, unless there are injuries, of course. So Next one, any more? Go to the live chat. We'll. ये वाला देख लो, ये ले लिया हमने, हाँ ले लिया है, हाँ ठीक है. Just stop. Oh my God, see the speed of. Just stop. Okay. Apart from Group B, Dex wants to know who do you think qualifies from the semi-final from Group B? Apart from India, you're free to discount that as well. Pick your two teams to qualify.
See, again, till about 10 days back, I was sure that South Africa would be one. And I would want India to beat Pakistan and then be the second team or the first team. But again, I think while we were judging South Africa on the basis of the potential that they had, what we discounted was their dressing room environment. And I don't think it looks like a happy dressing room, the South African. So eventually, it could even be both India and Pakistan.
Oh, you picked India, Pakistan? I'm picking India for sure. I'm a bit split between South Africa and Pakistan. I don't know which one. It's really an even contest. But if I'm really pushed against a wall, and my head is on the chopping block, and I have to pick one, I may go with South Africa. I tell you why, because consistency may be a thing with Pakistan. They'll be brilliant one day, not so brilliant the other day. With West Indies around, you may have a few upsets also in that group. So,
see,
interesting.
Just look at the Pakistan game today against Bangladesh. On the one hand, you had Bangladesh, who batted well.
Yeah.
Except for the last over. Maybe they could have finished with 185 or 190. They finished with 176 or something.
Yeah.
Runs on the board, 176. And Babar started very well. Rizwan then started playing like Rizwan.
Man of the match here.
Yeah, but risk-free. And eventually won the game for them. Pakistan could have lost the game, by the way.
Yeah.
If Nawaz had not scored those runs, and they won by about 2 balls to spare, which means that if Nawaz had not scored that 40 odd in about 19 balls, Pakistan would have lost the game. Now, which reinforces the fact that the Pakistan openers are their strength, they are also their biggest weakness, because there is no middle order.
Yep.
I mean, they've had to send Shadab and Nawaz to win games.
Both of them have done a good job whenever they send. Much better than
Haider had an opportunity, he failed.
Yep.
He didn't know in the 2 balls that he was there, he didn't know.
Asif
he was batting like a tail ender, he was looking like a tail ender. Then Nawaz, who looked like a proper batsman. But the moment, you're looking at 190, 195, 200 runs, Pakistan will struggle. But Pakistan have the fast bowling and the spinners to win them games. Their bowling attack will at times defend 180 also, which I don't think is a par score. I think the par score in World Cup in Australia should be 190 to 200, the par score. But Pakistani bowling can win them games, can defend 180 as well. So don't discount that.
Yeah. Kushagra Khullar has just sent his love, no question. Thank you so much. The other one, please, Shivam, quickly. This is the last one we'll take. Reason 1, game time is true. If I'm not wrong, did Manjrekar once say KL don't have a temperament of MS, Virat Kohli to take deep and win, he should attack from ball 1.
I don't remember when Manjrekar would have said this, but
and he says that reason 1, that game time of the backup guys is true. So that is why they are doing this.
Okay. See, it would be unfair if we say that AJ, if we say that Rahul doesn't have the temperament of MS Dhoni or Virat Kohli. But I think I would agree with you. He needs to open up. He needs to actually be himself. I mean, the KL Rahul of old, about 3-4 years ago, you could see him dominate in T20 games. He doesn't do that anymore. And I'm sure the teams would be speaking to him, the captain or the coach or the management would be talking to him. Is it that they have assigned this role to him? Because he does this role in the IPL as well.
In IPL, it seemed like that, for sure.
I'm sure if the management were to tell him,
No, but management made it clear that they want to play a different template. So I'm guessing this is not the role that has been assigned. When your captain himself is going all out.
Time and again, why do you see a repetition of the same old story?
Yeah, which is surprising. Though, as I said, there have been occasions where he's gone for very quick runs. He's got
even the game against Pakistan.
Yeah.
When Rohit first and then KL Rahul, they got some 60 odd runs in 6 overs. Unfortunately, India lost both of them and the game as well. But that's the way.
Final question from Akshay Venkatesh. He says, big fan. Thank you so much for your kind words that you've sent for the two of us. The way Australia and England are playing have set the template how this T20 World Cup will be played. India will have to play out of their skins to reach the finals and to go all the way to win it, which is true.
It is. It is. Australia, England, they've shown us how T20 games will be played in this World Cup. I think the game has changed. T20's changed. And we need to first adapt and then get better. But the fact is, if India were to play in the semi-finals, if they were to make it to the semi-finals, I think India have the players to win the semi-final, and they also have the players to win them the final.
Yep.
It's just that I was reading Nasir Hussain somewhere, and I don't know what was the exact word that he used, but it meant something like this: in a big ICC knockout game, the Indians have this fear of failure wrapped around them in the dressing room.
Maybe because of expectations.
Exactly. But Nikhil,
because it's such a big country, and I understand that all Indian teams have had to go through this. They're not the first ones. Sachin Tendulkar went through it all his career, and so did all other players. I agree. Maybe there's a better way of. You're watching some football? Okay.
Interesting.
Final question I'll take. Sohail says, can India go with one less batsman? I doubt, though it's a valid point that I see number 6 hardly gets a chance, but I don't think that will happen. I think they found their combination.
Do that normally in the practice games, where the batsmen, they prefer not to play, but not in the World Cup, I'm sure. I think you'll have 5 plus 1, 6.
Yeah. Okay, this is one final one. Do we have more after this, Shivam? Okay, one final from Vishal Panchal from the US of A. He says, if India wins, fingers crossed, and DK does well, do you think he can make it to the next year ODI World Cup?
100%.
But is DK really? But I think that they.
Why not?
No, they've assigned him the T20 role. I doubt they.
Says who?
I think so.
What if he wins India the T20 World Cup, or if Ashwin does, or if anybody does, he should be in the World Cup team next year as well.
I doubt that will happen. I think whether that's typecasting or putting them in boxes, however you may look at it, I doubt that will happen. Maybe DK himself would want to go on a high. If he does well, team wins, he'll say bye bye, I'll go on a high.
Jeet Singh has a very interesting take.
Which is?
He's saying Vikrant Gupta sports tak mein bhi serious hokar aaya karo without mobile phone. Yaar, I'm serious here because English is a funny language, na? Mujhe aati nahi.
He has to concentrate fully.
Yeah.
There, it's baएं हाथ का खेल for him there. So I can be on the
I have a teleprompter, so everything that I am thinking, somebody is translating, और मैं वहाँ से पढ़ रहा हूँ यार. Please try to understand. I have this fear of failure. Okay, was that a new one, Shivam?
Yes, sir, this one.
Oh. Krishna Yadav, please stop sending super chat, guys. We have to wind up. Why is that nobody talks about Mohsin Khan? He was way better than Mukesh.
He was injured.
Yes,
he's
exactly.
not even playing for his state team right now.
Yeah, he's injured. And by the way, a cricketer told me when he looked at Mohsin saying that, take it from me, he'll get injured because of his run-up. He had a short run-up and then the entire effort would come at the end.
Oh.
He says he may not last very long, especially long format to forget. Even in shorter format, he'll have injuries. That's exactly what has happened. Kushagra Acha, he had sent earlier, I think he missed the question. He said, with Ashwin and Harshal performing today's match, would you prefer them over Chahal and Shami, considering you can't play them both? I would still go with Shami over Harshal and Chahal over Ashwin as of now, because every game I'm not going to keep changing one good performance. So Chahal did very well in the previous practice game, didn't play this one. No,
I agree with you.
Okay. In the words of MS Dhoni, nothing more to add. See you guys. Thank you so much for your company. Always a pleasure. See you tomorrow. Subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. Tomorrow will be a new day, a fresh dugout. So see you then. Bye.